everybody, welcome back to Run Rundowns. I'm Max, I'm joined here with Kyle, Elijah, and Alex. Today we're going to be reviewing Alien Covenant and Injustice 2. So we saw this film, and I could all say for everybody here that we're kind of disappointed. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started.
Where is it?
How about we start with the good, because that's going to be a little bit shorter than the bad.
You could say
that. So, for the good. First of all, cinematography. Ridley Scott has done it again with this movie. Like, a lot of the movies he makes are beautiful, and this one is no exception.
That's one.
Yeah,
Alex?
that's one.
I liked how they brought back the original music from the first Alien. It brought back the vibes. The whole spooky vibes.
Alright guys, that was two positives. Good job, movie. Let's start now with the negatives, which they were a lot of. First thing is, what was Ridley Scott thinking when making this film? He's trying so hard to be like, hey guys, remember Prometheus? That great film that everyone remembers and loved? It was my best movie I've ever made. It was so good. It's just, okay, I'm getting too mad. Let's go with one of you guys.
There were kind of some tonal issues for me, because it was weird, because Ridley Scott was kind of juggling with this movie, because like you said, he had the Prometheus and he had the Alien, and he had to kind of make this weird amalgamation of both the films, and it just didn't work. There were times when they were explaining all this Prometheus lore, and they just kind of shoehorned it in.
Can we discuss that flute sync?
Oh no!
Hold on.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning, but that was probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
To give you a little background on this scene, there are two robots in the film. One of them is named Walter and one of them is named David. In this one scene, David is teaching Walter to be creative, and Walter can't fathom it or something like that.
By playing a flute.
Yeah, and he picks up a flute, and then he teaches him how to play the flute.
For 20 minutes.
And then he kisses him, right?
Yeah, and then
But then wait, he snaps his neck. He switches him off or something.
There's a lot of scenes in this film that just added nothing. They were just there, like the flute scene, just to, why is this in the movie? Why is this here?
And you know what could have been there? Character development
Or maybe
with these main characters.
James Franco, guys. What about James?
I just wanted to say hey before I jet out. I'm feeling kind of queasy.
So, we just saw this clip, a trailer of James Franco in the film, because you'd think he'd be in the film more than 5 seconds. Oh wait, that's how long he's actually in the film for.
He's not even in that. He's that trailer.
He doesn't
not
even
in the
say
movie.
anything. The camera pans over to his little pod thing that he's in. Walter looks at him, he's like, and then the ship gets destroyed, and then he dies immediately. That was probably one of the worst character uses I've ever seen in a movie.
Why would they pay that much money?
Why would they get him, of all people,
To die.
You know what? They did it like how they did Ryan Reynolds in Live, where they're like, oh guys, look, Ryan Reynolds in this movie, JK's only in it for 10 minutes. At least he was in the film for 10 minutes. In this film, he's in it for 5 seconds and dies immediately.
It was just so
Good job, Ridley Scott. Good job.
You literally don't even see him walk around. He dies. He literally dies.
He just gets, literally, he's in his pod in hypersleep, and suddenly there
Catches
is
on fire.
fireballs coming from the
And he's
side of the pod.
he's the only pod that catches on fire.
And he gets toasted. The worst part of this movie was that there were so many cliche horror movie moments that just boggle the mind, because a character goes out for a smoke break. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen. A character takes a shower. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen. Goes off on his own. It was just so cliche.
I don't know what directors are thinking right now, but people in real life aren't stupid where they're like, let's go to this alien planet we've never been to before, or let's touch everything on there, and hopefully nothing kills us.
And how come when they go to a planet, you should have a helmet
I
and
know.
space gear on a planet
They've never
they've
been to before.
But no, they just have a gun, and normal clothes, no helmets. Because
It just doesn't, the movie doesn't make sense.
Elijah-
Too many things happen because the movie had to have it happen, otherwise it wouldn't be a movie anymore.
Next, you're getting heated, man.
Doesn't make sense.
Alright, hold on.
Alright, let's finish with Alex, and then we'll get to our ratings.
I think we should talk about the characters a little more, because
Or lack thereof.
This crew is made up of couples. It's the first ever large-scale colonization mission.
You don't even know whose wife and whose husband's who. Like the second captain, I forgot, Charles something. You don't even know who his wife is. It doesn't explain, and then she dies, and he's all sad. You're like, who's your wife?
So now that we've talked about this film and we're super disappointed with it, let's give our ratings for it. Let's start with Alex with that.
Alright, I'm in the middle of this one because, I don't know, I think it would just be better if they just remade the whole movie.
I'm in the middle with this one because, I mean, the movie was trash, but I enjoyed myself watching it, so I mean, that counts, I guess.
I'm also in the middle with this one. I thought the cinematography was really great, the locations were really great, but the character development and tonal issues just kind of made the film underwhelming.
I gave this one a thumbs down, mainly because I expect more from an alien film, especially one that's directed by Ridley Scott. Overall, we gave it 1.5 thumbs out of 4. And now that's finally over with, we can move to our Injustice 2 review by NetherRealm. So with this game, they added a lot with it, like new characters, new gear systems and that. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the characters first. Kyle?
I actually quite like the cast of characters, although I think they cut a few of the characters I personally liked from Injustice 1. My favorite character right now, at least, is probably Scarecrow. Scarecrow has always been one of my favorite Batman villains, and to see him in the game, it's pretty cool, even though, in my opinion at least, he's not the best character in the game, but he's still fun to play as.
So what's your favorite character right now, Elijah?
My favorite character is probably Blue Beetle.
Batman sends a child against me?
I'm ready to level up.
Then let's see what you can do.
I mean, he looks really stupid. He looks really stupid. But I mean, he's probably the best character in the game.
So Alex, what's your favorite character right now in this game?
I guess Flash, he's pretty cool because, he's fast. He's overpowered.
Changes you.
He's faced. Let's start talking about gear system, because that's just recently added to the game. So what do you guys think of that?
I actually thought it was a pretty interesting concept. I thought it was gonna kind of skew competitive battling, but then I realized, okay, they have a balanced mode that you can do competitive battling with. But I don't know, I feel like if someone is gonna fork over the cash, they can just exceed you in every single way. Because if there's a new player going up against someone who's paid $150 to get a bunch of loot boxes and get a bunch of gear, I think we know who the winner is gonna be. And
Kind of like another game we heard of.
For Honor.
For Honor.
yeah.
It's literally the exact same thing.
So Kyle, what do you think of the multiple endings of this game since you beat the game?
I thought it was actually pretty interesting because a lot of the time with fighting games, either the story isn't there completely or it's just really passable and it doesn't really matter. But in this game, it's a lot more interesting than you might think. It's more like Mortal Kombat 9, which had a really, really good story in it.
Born out of tragedy and destruction, Injustice 2 begins in a fractured universe where bonds are broken and every alliance is thrown into war.
Multiple endings really add to it.
So since we talked about this game a lot now, we know the gear system and the new characters, let's see what we like and don't like about it. Start with Alex.
Alright, so the best part in my opinion is that it's 2 players. So you could have a bunch of your friends over, you could trade and see which one of your friends is the best, and that's the whole point. Nowadays, I guess most recent games don't really have 2-player. And it's not the same, experience. So this is one of the newer games. You can actually sit down on a couch and play with your friends.
So Elijah, what's your favorite part of the game?
I mean, my favorite part is probably the twist they did on the whole DC universe. How it's oh, Superman is the bad guy now. So now it's the people that would usually be on the same side are fighting against each other. Also, I really like the graphics. The graphics are really good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
And the facial animations, it makes it look really real.
Except for Blue Beetle.
Stop talking about. Oh my god. Yeah, that's mostly what I like about it. All right, well, Kyle, what are your favorite parts of the game?
I really like the competitive aspect of the game. Even if you know nothing about fighting games, it's still fun to sit down on the couch, like Alex said, and play with your friends.
My favorite part of the game is probably just because how much they added from the first game. Because the first game had story and then multiplayer. This one has story, multiplayer, gear system, the whole multiverse tower system now, which is really cool. multiple endings. There's a lot added, which is awesome because that means they've listened to the fans and they've done what people want them to do. So which is awesome. They just added a lot more to this game now.
NetherRealm is really, really a great studio, and they definitely do care about their games, and they listen to the fans, which is also another rarity today.
So now that we talked about the positives, let's talk about the negatives now. Alex, let's start with you.
Alright, so this is just for me. I could see how other people would like this because they follow DC, but I don't really know a lot about DC, the whole universe. I only know like half the characters there, the other half I don't even know, like their names even, or maybe even heard of them. So I don't really care for the characters that much, and so that's why I don't really like the game that much.
I also feel the same way, but more of like my problems with the game is more on like a gameplay aspect on how some of the, like, you'll be destroying the person, right? And then as soon as he gets you with that whole, what do you call it, ultimate or whatever?
Super move.
Yeah, he literally just destroys your whole health bar, and then it's all, like, you have no chance in the fight. And it's like,
It's just if you dodge it, you win. If you don't dodge it, you lose.
All right, Kyle.
I actually don't really have too many negatives about this game. It's a solid fighting game. It's a lot of fun to play with friends. But if I do have to say one negative, and it's come up a lot, not just in this game, but in a lot of other games, the DLC model. I hate it. I hate it so much. Just give me the game. I don't want to pay $15 extra for 3 characters that I really like.
My negative is kind of following up on what Kyle said, but basically I'm talking about microtransactions, which don't really need to be in the game. If you don't know what microtransactions are, basically you pay money to get in-game currency in your game, which is just stupid. It doesn't need to be in the game. It's just another way of them making money off of you, which I don't really like, but it can be bypassed and forgiven because it's not like mandatory where like you gotta buy this, otherwise you can't play the rest of the game, which is okay, but I still don't like how they've done it. Now we need to move on to ratings.
Alright, so I give this game a thumbs down. Now, relax.
What?
yeah, like, why? Like, why?
This is why. Alright, for me personally, not because I don't really like, it's not really game's fault, just for me personally. I don't really like the whole universe, the DC, and I don't like fighting games that much.
Dang.
Elijah, what did you rate this game?
I give this game a thumbs up because, I mean, although I haven't played that much of it, the stuff that I did play, I enjoyed, so.
Okay, Kyle?
I'm also going to give this game a thumbs up. I thought there was a lot of content. They added a lot of stuff from Injustice 1. They listened to the fans. But, I mean, there were some flaws with it, but the good definitely outweighs the bad here.
I give this one a thumbs up, mainly because of how much they added from the first one. They added the whole multiverse and more characters, different story. It's just a great game, and if you like fighting games, definitely pick this game up. Overall, we gave it 3 out of 4 thumbs. And join us next time. We're going to be talking about more games and movies. See you guys soon.